Hi. So the workshop's all cleaned up, and we're not working with the computer itself. We're gonna do some other stuff. So music.
EKSA introduces their new AirJoy Pro headphones. Weighing in at only 160 grams, the AirJoy Pro offers enthusiast-grade 7.1 digital surround sound while providing maximum comfort at a fraction of the cost of a major brand name series. For more information, visit eksa.net.
Welcome to HMODS. As you can see, the workshop's all cleaned up. We're not actually going to be working with the parts themselves today. We got, in the last one, you'll remember, we had a little bit of a mishap that you can see right here. What the fuck just happened? Yeah, it was rather harrowing. But anyway, so we're not, we sent back the motherboard, the CPU, and the power supply, which was f***ing dead. The CPU and the motherboard, maybe, but I'm not going to f*** around with that stuff. However, the case is done.
It's not, man. You're good at cutting. Why don't you just pop it up on the screen in a blurry still frame?
Alright, fine. Do it.
Do what?
So it's done. Okay. It's done, and we're not doing anything with it. You can't see it, but everything's in there. It's just everything's done. It's just waiting for shit to go in there, including what we're going to be doing today. Since you've never seen me build one today, we're going to be making the power supply shroud, and this is going to be a fun one because I've not built one like this before. Usually, when I build one, it's just like this. You know, here's the power supply shroud, and then it goes like that. Not doing that today. First, we're doing this, then we're doing that, and then where the motherboard plate ends, which I've measured, it's going to come down like that. So it's going to be it's going to be pretty nifty. I'm going to measure it again just to make sure I'm good to go, but it's going to block the view from the back from the right window panel. And then also what we're going to do along with this and this and this, we're going to put a little thing here to just basically encase everything. And then I'm going to be like milling out a small area just in case, because like where's the piece? So this is the top. Right about here, this is where the hole for the graphics card's going to go, for the cable. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger than it needs to be because even though the 1060 is just an 8-pin, she might want to replace it with something with a 16-pin or 14-pin graphics card, maybe like a 6700 XT, or even more extreme like a 3080 or 3090. That's way down the road for her because she doesn't do anything major like that. So, but also we're going to be cutting a little space here for the I/O stuff, the power cables, and the USB and stuff. We'll make a little space here, and then over here towards this is where the little thing's gonna go. It's gonna fold down, and then right here we're gonna have that little space, that little piece of polycarb with a part cut out, just in case they want to put more cables or whatever. So that's what we're gonna be doing today, and it shouldn't take more than an hour. I've been wrong before. Both these pieces are 14 inches long. This is 3.5 inches wide. This is 5 7/8. And then right here, this is where the other piece is going to go. So we good to go on that. I would like to bend stuff at some point, but polycarbonate's really hard to bend. Really hard to bend unless you have a really heavy heat source. And since all we got is a heat gun, I've done this before. It doesn't work. Oh boy. So like plexiglass bends just fine, but we're using polycarbonate because it's stiffer. And as we all know, stiffer is better. Alright, so We're good to go. This is gonna be too loud.
In place.
All right, so at the behest of my gorgeous producer, who is also my gorgeous missus, we now have earplugs in, even though it's not that loud, but whatever, fuck it. We got the laser sight on, which does nothing. All right, so I've masked this, and so it should be good to go. I'm not gonna go very fast because I want to... That was interesting. That's just about perfect. Matter of fact, that is really, really good right there. Yeah, come on. Yay, look at that. And at the end here, the front will go like that. Or actually, this is the front. And so this can go, this will go over here. And the back will just come that way here. Good stuff. All right. The length on this is just right. It's great. Okay, so I got some Gorilla super glue right here.
You already peel them?
Did I already peel them? No, I did not.
Peel it first.
I'm going to peel it back just a tad. First I'm going to sand it just a okay. Okay, so we're gonna just I'll bring it in like that. Gonna dab some glue on the top of this piece here. And when I mean dab, I mean go over the whole frickin' line. And then we're just gonna go like that. And that's just about right. You just hold it there for a couple seconds. Let it set a little bit. Maybe put some in the corners right there. So with this stuff, it's important to note that you get what you pay for, and if you're going to make something like this, you want to take your time, because this thing is going to be, along with the graphics card, if you're doing it right, this thing is also going to be sort of a centerpiece, because you want all of it to look cool. And so you want to take your time with this, making sure you don't like over glue, because that can be just as bad as you know, not gluing enough and having, you know, parts where it's not connected. But you also want to take your time to make sure that any cuts that you make aren't like scratchy. And it appears that I've done that. So also when you're gluing, if you don't have to, don't glue anything on the top, because that's gonna be the most easily visible glue spots, and it looks fucking terrible. And it looks like we did okay with this. Like I have things sticking to things. Looks like we're okay in that, and the measurements are really, really good. So now we're gonna move past this. Good. We'll put that right about here, and then this will go just right there. So the graphic for this is made, it's right there, but the part that I'm putting here, I'm just gonna spray paint black. I think that'll look pretty nifty. So this is good to go. I'm gonna put this part of the graphic down first, and then I'm gonna cut it. So this is set, this will get put in last. So the next piece,
Which one will you put in last?
the part that goes here, because it has to go on last. It can't be visible underneath the polycarb where the graphic is, and also I have to put the graphic down first. So we'll just glue it like that. Right to the end there. What you'll see is part of the graphic that just comes out past the motherboard panel, and it's going to look super, super cool. Right here. Good thing I made sure. And then I'm just gonna glue this thing right here, and I'm gonna stamp it down.
Yeah, I was gonna say something and I saw you thinking, so.
Yay for thinking. Yay for having an on day with the caffeine. Woo! While we're waiting, I'd like to tell you a little bit about a train. When I was in music still, I wanted to sort of write my own little tune, and it was going to be the shortest song in the world until Psychostick took that privilege away from me. I just wanted to do like one of those coffee shop sets and then be like, this is a song about, like, have my, you know, just have my little acoustic guitar and everything. Be like, I'd like to thank you all for coming. You know, we've had a good time today. And so this next song is about sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And then it would just be like two chords. It'd be, this is a song about sex and drugs and rock and roll, and that's it.
And Psychostick.
That was, and then Psychostick took that away from me when they created the shortest song ever, and it was just, BOOM! And that's it. So now that this is setting, it's gonna take a couple of minutes to glue a little bit more. What I'm gonna do now is reveal to you the graphic to the music. So for this, what we're gonna do is I've measured both sides out, or all three sides out. This part is 3.5 inches, this is 5 7/8, and then another 3.5 inches. I'm gonna cut 12 inches here, and so this is gonna be the part that goes here, this is gonna be the front, and this is gonna be the top. And it's like, when all this is done is glued, I think I'm actually gonna wait a little bit to do this, but what we're gonna do is, it's real simple. All you do is, I'll show you in just a second. This is 3.5 inches, we're just gonna fold it. 5 7/8, we're gonna fold it again, and then cut at 12 inches. So there's gonna be 2.5 inches of graphic underneath the back part of the shroud. So all you need to do is, it's really simple. You just stand it up, or stand it on its ass. Should be, yeah. It's pretty good. You're just gonna spray adhesive. You're gonna spray some spray adhesive on this part, not this part, because it can get really dicey. If you sprayed this, you can peel it and you're going to be okay. First, we're going to measure the front, and it's 3.5 inches, 5 7/8. You got to make sure. So ruler. For this, I'm just going to use pencil because if you do happen to take the power supply shroud off, you want it to be as minutely visible as possible. Plus, you can erase it later. Okay, and this is where we will make our first fold. And for that, this is. You would think that screwing this part up would be easy, but it's actually easier not to. Just take one of the spare pieces of polycard you've got and a fold. Good stuff. I'm going to spray this part first. Then we'll spray this once we set it, and then we'll spray this.
How are you going to spray the bottom once you set the side? You think it's going to bend back far?
Yeah, all we got to do is just place it in there, and then bend it up.
You're not going to get into the corner.
Sure will. Want to use, where is it? There we go. That's set. Now we can spray the bottom. And for this, you kind of want to roll it down. And then for the last part, I'm going to do that's it. It looks super cool. And all we got to do after that, you just let it dry. You cut off the rest. There's a little bit of here that I'm going to need to unfold it just a tad and adhere it. But I'll do that after I cut this part, and I can just, I'll just let it dry just a tad. Cut off the excess, and you're good to go. You just made a power supply shroud. Thank you for watching. High five.